All right. Welcome back to another Cigars and Solitude. It's Tuesday, May 28th, 7 in the morning, 7:20 in the morning. Um, I kind of just feel like having a nice cigar. It's before it's humid out. It's real muggy and gross out, but um, it's supposed to rain later. Thunderstorm, apparently. Now, usually the weather reports for this area are wrong, but we'll see. Smoke a cigar. Have another Charles the Great. Have it every time. I have another. I need to restock actually. I'm about out. I probably got like 5 more of these. Hopefully, I'm still on focus here. We'll find out. Um, what was I gonna say? I went around, did a few things this morning. I went fed the goats. My first goat, Billie Jean, she loves hearing that bucket when I shake it. Say, "Come here, goats," and then I shake the bucket. She loves hearing that thing, boy. She sprints over. The other goat, who's new, not so much. She's not a fan, for real. Not yet. Not of me. Not yet. But she'll get there. She'll get used to it. She'll see that Billie Jean likes coming to me when she hears that the feeding call. Okay. Flies everywhere already. Put out some fly traps by the back door, by the trash area. They got a lot of them in there, but I mean, it's never gonna stop. I'm not expecting it to stop, but definitely want to keep it down a little bit. Shits are everywhere. It's annoying. And what's crazy is, like, there's one on the camera right now. What's crazy is, I always thought smoke would like deter insects and shit, and it deters some, but fucking flies seem to gravitate towards it. I mean, what can I say? They do like shit, so I guess smoke ain't that bad if you thrive off of shit and rotten meat and stuff, or meat in general. Anyway, um, so the other day was my birthday, and I was doing some chores around the property, and I decided to invite one of my neighbors, other young guy in the area. He was my age, 28. Uh, excuse me. Invited him over for some drinks and a couple cigars. So we just sat outside near my goats and the burn pile over there. And we got to talk. We had a real good conversation and stuff. And the conversation took a bunch of different turns. We started talking about politics, religion, and stuff like that. And we're pretty on par with each other the way we think. But I told him about how I consider myself a gray man. Now, yes, gray is also my favorite color, but um, if for those who don't know what a gray man is, it's basically, well, the backstory. I found out about this term, the term itself, in SEER school, survival. What is it? Survival, evasion, resistance, and escape school? There's three levels of that in the military. I think your average, uh, the first level is pretty. That's the one I went through. Then your second and third level, I think, is like Arctic survival and urban evasion and hostage situations and stuff like that. A lot of spec war guys go to that shit. I went to level one for deployment, and that was just like prisoner of war um, training. I think we had to do it after that fucking Iran shit that happened a few years ago when that boat team was like filmed and were surrendering and stuff. Anyway, in SEER school, uh, one little, they call it gouge, kind of like information. One of the pieces of gouge or information people gave us, me and my team, was um, to be the gray man, and what that meant was, don't be in training or in any situation like that. Don't be the guy who stands out, whether in a good light or a bad light. Don't be that guy. Be in the middle. When you're um, there's a guy on YouTube named, I think, the 3 of 7 Project. I don't know his name. He was a former SEAL guy, and he was talking about his buds experience, and he was like, he was never the last guy on a run, but he was never the first either. He could have easily been one of the first, but he never was. He just kind of breezed through the middle. You want to coast. You don't want to be noticed too much, because if you get noticed too much, there's too much attention on you. And so anyway, that's what the gray man is. You're just kind of in the middle about a lot of things. And I was talking to my neighbor about that, and I think it's kind of important for more people to be that way. I've always been that way. In school, I never was your above average student. I was never like, hard charge and fucking getting after it, A pluses and all these different activities and anything like that. But also, I was never failing and shit. I was never really. I'd get in trouble a little bit, as most young boys do. But I was never like the degenerate. You know what I mean? So, um, I was the only time I would ever excel at anything was in something I really cared about, such as history. I loved history class and geography. Um, those I would always excel at, and you could tell, when there's always that one kid answering all the questions and shit, to pick me. I wasn't a teacher spending them like that, but I would always know the answers because I liked history. Whereas in math class or science, anatomy, anything like that, don't. I'm just coasting through. C student, solid C student, and I know it used to piss my pops off because he always is like, "Why are you getting C's? You should be getting A's. Why aren't you getting A's?" Type of shit. But hey, I'm not failing. On rare occasions, I would get a D. So I was always kind of like that. I also never like being the center of attention too much. I'd be a class clown a lot in school, but it was usually because there was another class clown with me. So I was never just the only one who had to be in funny all the time and get in trouble for it and all that shit. It would happen occasionally, but I've just kind of always lived my life right in the middle. Sometimes you go unnoticed, sometimes, or really most of the time, you go unnoticed. You're just kind of like in the crowd. You know what I mean? Um, I think more people should be like that, and not just an aspect of attention, but in their views on things. You know what I mean? I don't do extremes. I don't do extreme cold temperature, right? Fucking Chicago, Illinois. No. In the wintertime, right? Can't do that no more. I don't do extreme hots. Now, granted, I'm down here in Texas and it get fucking. We had triple digits the other day and it's still May. Um, but live in California, for the most part, it's cool, right? So I like being right in the middle with that shit. Um, Political views, right? I I can be I have liberal beliefs on certain things, but conservative beliefs on other things. But I'm not on either fucking extreme at any given point in time. I'm right. I'm trying to be right in the middle, be moderate about a lot of things, right? The gray man. Um, so I mean, hell, it applies to a lot of shit, a lot of fucking things. I don't do extremes. Extremes are it's weird to me. People who are like ultra fucking one direction, like it's so strange to me because we as humans in general, we are meant to adapt to things, right? So why be so far leaning one direction or something, political, religious, whatever the fuck views about things? Why be so far leaning on one way? Why not adapt a little bit? Why not hear another side out about something? Why not calm down and just think and see what's going on the other side? It's strange to me. People are like that in the black community a lot about like cultures and shit. You know, I had a lot of white friends growing up. I still have a lot of white friends now. Black people look at a lot of younger black people when I was in school would look at that like, man, you white, you want to be white. It's like you just can't have you like I just have to stick around you motherfuckers all the time. You know what I mean? It's weird. People are so aggressive in one direction about something. And what happens because of that negativity, you look like a fucking jackass. People who are like political views, right? And they're like, I'm ultra fucking conservative, fucking Trump this and whatever. I don't know any other political people right now, but like, you know, red is the right way to be politically. It's like, or blue, whatever if you're liberal. It's like, that's fucking weird, bro. Each side has valid points about a lot of shit. But to be ultra one direction is fucking strange. Same with religion to me. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's crazy. I'm the gray man. And you should be a gray man too, a gray woman. Blend in a little bit more. Mesh. See what everything else is about. Don't be so closed minded about everything. It'll make you a fucking happier person. I used to be very closed minded about some shit. And then I opened my eyes a little bit. I relaxed to stop being such an asshole about shit. And then I'm like, okay, I have an understanding of some things. Now, there are some things you will open your eyes to a little bit, and then you realize that's something let's say you don't want to see it. Maybe there's certain views about shit that you're like, oh fuck no. I tried to understand it, I don't. That's fine too. Again, it's not an extreme. Be in the middle. You can still end up in the middle if you try each side and like, nah, I don't like their views or this idea or whatever. End up back in the middle. You know, that kind of leads into another thing I wanted to briefly touch on. It's fanaticism. I think people who are fanatics are some of the weirdest motherfuckers in life. People who are they just I don't give a I'm not gonna listen to anything else. This is what I believe in. I'm fucking hard charging towards it. That's what's right. It's fucking weird, man. Nazis were a lot of the Nazi party right back in the day in Germany were fanatics. They like this is the way we things have to be. Right? Grant a lot of that shit is bad, you know. I'm not trying to justify any of it by any means. I'm just saying But I'm sure there were some people who were not complete fanatics about it. But that dude Hitler had a whole fucking nation and several other smaller nations hooked because of fanaticism. You might call it, in that instance, nationalism. In America, you know, a lot of us call it patriotism. I feel like I was patriotic once, not no more. I guess a little bit. You know, I'm still proud to be an American, but I'm not a fucking fanatic by any means. It's weird, man. The Trump people, the people who are like, Trump this, Trump that, the flags and all that stuff, fanaticism is crazy to me. It's weird. Why the fuck why would a poor Southerner, for example, give a fuck about rich New York Trump because he's got, you know, he talks his shit and he's on the red team? That motherfucker don't really give a fuck about you. Come on now. Fanaticism's weird, bro. They purely picked that dude because he talks his shit. You know, he didn't give a fuck. And he was on the red team. Same with the people who are on the blue team politically, right? They get, even though a lot of people don't like him, Biden, the same way. Or you see these people with these fucking stickers on their car for political, like, what do they call it? Political races and stuff. You know, so it's like, vote for, let's say it was Bush Cheney, right back in the day, Bush Cheney or Obama Biden or Trump. I don't even know who was Trump's vice president. I don't remember. Anyway, that type of shit always strikes me as weird. Why are people so aggressive towards that type of shit? Religion too. People have had, I mean, for centuries, people have had wars and slaughtered people and raised and raped villages in the name of their god or gods. Suicide bombers, terrorists, crusades, jihads. You know what I mean? Like, it's so strange to me. It just be more people, I would hope, just be in the middle about shit. Just fucking calm down. There's probably way more the other side has that you would be interested in religiously, hell, sexually, religiously, politically. Fucking, you know, don't be so fucking closed-minded, man. It doesn't make any sense. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. It is a nice morning, just sitting here. Got a little breeze. It was real foggy out. Anyway, that's what a gray man is, right? And I would hope more people are that way. I think you'll be happier if you are. A prime example of what like that would be also, let's say you are super far leaning on one direction about something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a product, maybe it's a religious view or political view. And you have a friend. And you've known this friend for a long time, but for some reason y'all never talked about this one thing. And then you love this friend. This is your best friend. Who fucking cares? Well, you talk to your friend about it. Finally, it comes up in conversation, and your friend's the opposite. And you're like, what? Wait a minute. What the fuck? You believe in that shit? Some people will let that affect their fucking friendship or family view, family connections and shit like that, right? Why? Why would you let that do it? Would you let that affect your friendship at that point? I hope not. You're willing to let go of an actual personal connection with somebody because they don't believe in insert your thing here. At least hear them out, and they should hear you out. And if everybody did that, the world would be a much better fucking place. Um, Fanatics, people who are just so ultra, is weird. People who are like, my favorite recently has been the pro-Israeli people in America. Fucking clowns. All right. I think if you're pro-Israel, you don't know why you're pro-Israel. You have no fucking clue. That area has been fought over for thousands of fucking years. The Palestinians had it in like the early 1900s, right, into the 40s. Then after the shit with the fucking Holocaust, the Western nations gave the Jews Israel. The Palestinians I'm sorry, they didn't really give it to them. They just, actually, I don't remember if they gave it to them or not, but the Palestinians opened up with, say, hey, my brothers, come on. You know, y'all been through some shit, come on. And guess what happened? The state of Israel became a thing. All these different groups were like, dude, you fucking took our land. That's how it fucking happens. But I wouldn't expect people from nations such as Great Britain, the US, Spain, Portugal, France, these places that did the same fucking thing to people hundreds of years prior, to quite understand it, the full population, right? Because they have those fucking views still. So I see people who are like ultra pro, fucking pro-Israel, fucking, they don't give a fuck about the Palestinians. They think it's like, bro, yes, Palestinians, groups of Palestinians or Arabic people have attacked Israel. But that's not just everybody. That's specific groups, organizations, and shit. Now, some might believe those groups are fighting for freedom. I agree. But unfortunately, you're on the losing side because America loves Israel for whatever fucking reason. Again, I'm not here to spread any kind of hate speech towards anybody. Excuse me. I'm not here to spread any hate speech towards anybody or any nation, anything like that. But I feel like if you think, for anybody watching this, if you feel like you are pro-Israel, tell me why. Why you are pro-Israel. And then maybe I can get back to you in the comments because I'm very curious. I think people are pro-Israel just like people are pro Blue Lives Matter. Because a lot of them are the same people. One side, who tends to be very liberal about things, is like, this is fucked up. We're going to protest it or whatever the fuck, right? The other side, excuse me, fuck. The other side, who's like ultra conservative usually, is like sees the other side being upset about something, and they're just automatically like, well, fuck this. Why the fuck are you upset? Now I'm upset. That's the type of shit people be on. Remember when Black Lives Matter came out? There was no such thing as Blue Lives Matter before that. Black Lives Matter originally came about because of police shootings and police violence towards the black community, especially young black men, or black men in general. That's why it came out. All of a sudden, people were protesting, rioting, and shit like that. And then mostly white people, but a lot of other folks, right? But mostly white people were like, Blue Lives Matter too. Police matter. And then it became a whole fucking deal. Now everybody's got a sticker of the thin blue line on. I think that existed beforehand, but like everybody's got one now, right? It's fanaticism. It's weird fucking behavior. It's being a fucking jackass is what it is. On the other hand, I'm not saying police don't matter, but I'm also saying, why is that even why was that even a topic of debate in the first fucking place? You know what I mean? It's strange. It's very fucking strange, man. People are fucking weird. That's why I said I'm going to live out in the fucking country where I have very limited neighbors, very limited interaction with people, because y'all fucking suck. Y'all fucking suck. And that's why another reason why you don't really talk about politics or religion, because boy, people can fucking go. If somebody was like trying to argue with me about this right now, I'd say, all right, I'd leave it at that. The moment you argue, you lose. Remember that. The moment you start arguing about something, it's fucking over with. You lost. You raise your voice, you're getting angry about it, it's over. That person sought out, I'm sorry, they did what they sought out to do. Have your views, do what you want in life as long as it ain't hurting somebody else. Um, but try to be a little bit more open minded. Try not to be such a jackass. Hear the other side out, and if you do, after you do that, if you don't like what they're saying or what's being talked about, then okay, fine. You don't like that thing. Move on to the next topic, a discussion. It's annoying. It's exhausting seeing the shit. That's why I don't watch the fucking news anymore. Only thing on the news I check out is like the weather. Maybe occasionally I'll check out sports to see who's won anything big recently. I don't watch games anymore. But like the news is depressing as fuck. Everything's just so negative in this world, man. Every fucking thing. It gets the views, I guess. All the big news is always negative shit. Hey, Israel's threw missiles at Hamas and or a populated center in I don't know, not Tel Aviv, some fucking area in Palestine, right? And Hamas attacked them. Oh, the war in Ukraine is this happened, you know, or a flood did this, a tornado's doing that. Everything's so fucking negative. Why would you want to be around it? Why would you want to watch that shit? You could be up on current events, I guess, especially if it's like weather or natural disaster stuff. But like anything else is really just like, man, why the fuck am I watching this right now? You'll be a little bit happier. It's like people who are, I think it's kind of similar to people who are terminally online. They live online, social media, YouTube all the time, Twitch, the streaming services, right? I think I think those people, it's like, why would you want to be around that kind of shit all the time? It's fucking your brain up. People who are addicted to pornography, you know. TikTok, oh my fucking god. I have a couple videos on there. I can watch TikTok for like maybe 30 minutes. But after that, you have to break that cycle. Because otherwise you'll be on that shit all fucking day. And it's designed for that behavior. Spend more time on there. More ads get played, company gets more money. That's how it fucking works. But a lot of this shit, I'm not saying everything on TikTok's negative. It's just like spending too much time with anything is bad for you. Too much anything can kill you. I fucking hate was it content creators, but not content creation like this, right? Not like this. I don't call myself a content creator as a trade. I hate the fact that people do it as a trade or a job. And moreover, I don't think that's the right word, but okay, sorry. Specifically, I forgot where I was going with that. Shit. Something about content creation. I guess I don't hate the player, right? You never hate the player. People want to abuse the system, make money off of playing video games on camera. So I tried it, my hand at it once too, and I realized it really wasn't for me. And also I didn't really get the following that I was hoping to. So it's not for everybody. But I don't hate the players. I hate the game. Genuinely. I hate that that's a thing. Some chick is some average fucking Californian chick who looks like in California, she's probably a 7. In Houston, she's probably a fucking 4. She can get incredibly famous, not even selling her body, just off of her face alone. Do a little dance, you know, on TikTok. Boom, 7 million followers, contract to be on a fucking TV show on Disney Channel or I don't know, some other shit. Maybe get her own show. I can't hate the player. I hate the game. No, I hate that that's a fucking thing. It's so crazy to me. Content creation. It's strange. Oh, this son of a bitch went out. I got flies all over. Maybe it's a sign that I stank. Like I said, I've tried my hand at it. I stream. I still do stream when I'm programming or something. I make videos. But I stopped chasing the dream of being like a content creator because it just started to be silly to me. Now I just like doing stuff, and hey, I have a fucking camera. Turn the camera on while I do stuff. I like sitting out and smoking cigars and chilling. Might as well put my camera up and talk to it about how I'm feeling or what I'm thinking about. I like working on my land. Might as well put a fucking camera up. I used to really like playing video games. I would record it and, you know, make a little video, stream it. But for the sake of just this as an occupation, not for me. I don't quite get it. I don't quite like it, the fact that that's what a thing it is. But, you know, I don't hate the players. You make that kind of content, hey, fuck it. Get your money. I was driving my tractor over on that side of property the other day. And I kind of fucked it up. Now, it's an old tractor. It's probably easy to fuck it up, but I was whipping that bitch. I was cutting grass with the bush hog. And I ran over this big ass stump. The next thing I know, the tractor was like making that sound. When you get that little son bitch in the fourth gear, you go flying. That son bitch will go up to probably 30 miles an hour. Maybe a little, I don't know. There's no dial to tell you how fast you're going. I guess I could get like an app to tell me. You can go fucking flying on that little son bitch right there, boy. But I ended up over there and I was like, man, I haven't been on this side of property since I bought this fucking place. Everything looked completely different. Everything's overgrown, fucking trees all over the place that I don't remember seeing. I kind of thought I was on somebody else's property for a minute. Yesterday was Memorial Day. And I spent a few minutes thinking about two of my buddies who are no longer here. They passed on. And I remember when I first had to deal with their deaths, I was struggling with it. My therapist, I've had two therapists tell me, you know, actually the first therapist I had was this guy. He's a good doctor. He's pretty good. I didn't like him at first, but we got situated, I think. Took a minute. He was like, man, you know, maybe you could try writing a letter to them in heaven or wherever they are, whatever you believe in, right? Write a letter of things you wish you could tell them and then burn it, let it go, throw it in trash, whatever. Get those thoughts and those feelings out. My buddy died when I was on deployment. And I heard the news and I never quite dealt with it in a healthy way. So anyway, sorry. Uh, the therapist was like, write that letter. So I didn't write a letter. I didn't actually physically write anything, but this is a couple years ago. I sat down and I thought about things I would like to tell him because he passed in 2019. I can't remember. Um, but one of the last videos I've seen of him when he was alive was he was doing that dance, Millie Rock, because he was from New York and he would do that dance to like those songs from New York at the time. And I wish I could tell him like I wanted to tell him like, man, that dance nobody's doing that really anymore or something, you know, all this stuff you're missing out on. But anyway, yesterday was Memorial Day and I thought about him and my other buddy, uh, just for a few moments. I don't really do holidays. I don't really celebrate holidays that much, honestly, at all. Don't celebrate my birthday really. I don't do things for my birthday. I'll say that. Christmas, I never really do anything unless I'm around family. I don't do anything for holidays. I don't celebrate Halloween. I don't Thanksgiving. Fourth of July is the only one I really like. But that's just because usually there's food, a lot of food that I like, burgers and hot dogs and potato salad and shit, you know, and beer. So yeah, I got about an hour before I got to go to work. Man, these flies are killer today. I think it's because how big I am, big and black I am. They think I'm a cow or a horse. They just like sitting on me. Even when I'm fresh out the shower, come out here in some clothes. Don't matter. Oh, I got a washer and dryer. So I've been setting up the house. It takes for those who know, I mean, it takes a long time to set up a house if you don't have anything. You know, you got to get furniture. You got to get, some people got to get a bed and couch and appliances and stuff. So I finally got a washer and dryer. Before that, I was washing my clothes by hand, washing my clothes by hand and hanging them up on the line outside, letting them dry. But we got the washer and dryer now. I fucked up and I hooked the washer up, right? Dryer is easy. Just put the vent on, plug that bitch in to electric, and then you run it and you're good to go. The washer, my dumb ass, I never bought one before. I put the water hoses in, right, for the hot and cold water, just the water itself, general. I was looking at this other hose. I said, man, what the fuck is this for? There's another hose there. I was like, I guess I don't need that. That must have been an extra piece. Well, my stupid ass turned. I wanted to cycle the washer to make sure it worked because I got off Facebook Marketplace, and you know people be shady on there. I let that son bitch run a cycle. I came back in there for after a few minutes. I was like, man, where the fuck all this water coming from? The hose I fucking just didn't use is the drainage hose. I don't know why in my brain I didn't think about that at that point in time. But there's water everywhere because that hose, it was just water was going out through that hose onto the floor. So yeah, I ended up putting it into the drainage pipe and good to go with that. But yeah, my neighbor actually helped me get those, and he's an 80-year-old man. This guy has seen a lot of life, right? A lot of the world, a lot of life. 80 years old, healthy as a fucking horse. Wakes up and do push-ups, has a smoothie, reads. He owns cattle, so he works his ranch and stuff. He offered to help me. They invited me over to. I was invited to his home for a baby shower, and I went in there and I had some beers and some food, talked a little bit, And I said, tomorrow I got to go get a washer and dryer. And he offered. 80-year-old man said, hey, Marshall, you need help? I'll help you. I said, oh, hell yeah. So in the morning, he helped me, brought him on back, helped me bring him inside, helped me put him up. That's, it's rare, I think, especially coming from the city, to find people who are willing to help you, regardless of their age, really, you know what I mean? People who are willing to just help and do a neighborly thing. I offer everybody my assistance if they need it. I don't got much for you to use, right? Because I'm still getting set on myself. But if you need a body for something, I'm your guy. You need help lifting some shit, a little yard work, I'm your guy. Hopefully the wind ain't picking up too much. It might be. I don't know. I put a video up, a YouTube short. Got like 3,000, 4,000 views already. I was like, wow. I didn't use no hashtags or nothing. People in the comments, it's about a fucking tree I found the other day. I never noticed it before in the back of my property that way. And I said, in the video, that it had fallen over. It looks like it had fallen over. People were, that was before I got up to the tree, physically walked up to it. I was pretty good distance away from it. Boy, and immediately, internet warriors, keyboard fucking knights, or whatever you want to fucking call them fucking losers, bro, who spend all their time in comment sections and on Reddit and shit like that, those fucking people, immediately were like, the tree has clearly been cut. What do you mean falling over or fell over? I'm thinking, first of all, from my perspective, it looked like it just fucking fell over because part of the tree, of the stump, was still sticking out and shit, right? But secondly, I'm thinking, okay, you cut a tree. What happens after that? What happens to the tree after that? When you cut that son of a bitch? Does the tree lie down? No, the tree falls. So either way, I'm still fucking right. I'm telling you, people who are just fucking weird, bro. It's so easy for me to get set off by weird fucking people. Cause it's like, it's why are you the way that you are? I think there's an episode of that show, The Office, where the boss, the guy who Steve Carell plays, Michael Scott, was talking to another guy in the office named Toby. And I think Michael said something like, I very much hate the way that you are. Oh, shit. Fuck. I very much hate the way that you are. That's how I feel about people. There's a big old cow over there. Right on the edge of my property. That's a big one. I was thinking about if I wanted cattle or something. I could probably only have one or two. But I have to get some real good fencing. Oh, man. It's always nice to just sit out and smoke a cigar, man. If you can, do it. Enjoy it. This is great. Even if I wasn't able to talk to the camera and just all these things in my mind, just these thoughts, it's still nice to be able to do. Just take a moment before the workday starts, after the workday finishes, over the weekend, while you're working. I was driving my tractor the other day, cutting grass, smoking a cigar. Anyway, I appreciate anybody who watches this. Hopefully, I get through to some people. I'm gonna get ready to go in here and maybe have me a little snack, drink some water. I ain't got too much work to do outside today. Maybe a little bit more burning, that's about it. I got another video of some chores I did on Saturday, this past Saturday, that I'm gonna put up. So that'll be out before this one, and then I'll probably have this one up maybe around early June, maybe like June 2nd or something like that. We'll see. You know what pissed me off? I lost my fucking sunglasses, man. I got these ones, but I had another pair that I really liked that I paid a lot of fucking money for. That just seemingly just up and vanished. No idea where they went. I'm assuming I had them on the back of my head like I wear usually, and I was sweaty, so they fucking like kind of got greased up. And that, you know, I'm picking up sticks and twigs and branches and shit. And I think they may have fallen off for me at some point without me noticing. Now they could be anywhere on my property. I've been all over this fucking place. I haven't seen them since early yesterday. So I don't know. I'm pissed though, because they're really nice. So now I have to go around later and fucking find them. Hopefully. I looked all inside. They weren't in there. Excuse me. I checked everywhere I could. I didn't see them inside my truck, nothing. So I'm hoping I didn't drive over them or step on them or they're drop them in some hole somewhere. Anyway, we'll figure that out. But yeah, thank you for watching. Peace.